Greetings, hope you're doing well. Today I'm doing a quick review of the new Jeff Rosenstock EP titled 2020 Dump. Please consider liking and subscribing if you enjoy the review. This is the new EP from Jeff Rosenstock, who in my opinion has been on an absolute hot streak for the last 5 years with albums like We Cool, Worry, Post, and most recently No Dream, which came out earlier this year, an album I did not get an opportunity to formally review, but I thought it was his most intense effort yet. And with this new EP, Jeff is unloading his thoughts on the current state of his mental mindset through all the events that have transpired this year, as well as the current state of the US's more prominent issues, particularly with police and authority in general. He brings along his energetic power pop punk sound that he's well known for, like on the opening track Depth of Defense, which has these blissful harmonizations in the background while Jeff is singing about kind of how empty and directionless he has grown due to the quarantine, the current political landscape, and just being alone, unable to really communicate and interact with people like he used to. But 2020 Dump also adds some interesting musical ventures, like on the track Collapse, which sports this tropical house production with some bass grooves and chunks of sax layered throughout the entire track. Reminds me of like Andrew WK's We Gotta Groove. It is surprisingly sparse lyrically for a Jeff Rosenstock track, but the groove of the track carries it all the way through, though the track admittedly has some bloat towards the back end. Following that track is ACAB. I like the laid-back instrumental, and at first I thought the very innocuous vocal performance was misleading for a track titled ACAB, which stands for All Cops Are Bastards. My expectations for this track admittedly got a bit ahead of me, but on subsequent listens, the lyrics are actually quite heartbreaking to listen to. Rather than being a big middle finger to the police, the track serves as a memoriam of people who had futures ahead of them, families that loved them, and lives to live, only to lose everything due to police brutality. And the police entity is never mentioned or alluded to in the track, so it ends up being a very sharply written track that focuses more on these victims, which I thought was great. And the closer, Dun Dun Dun, ends up being that anti-police rager I was expecting, that builds and builds into a fumingly noisy finish with these statements of the lack of police accountability, specifically referencing to the death of Breonna Taylor, and that somehow in all of this mess, equality has turned into the enemy. This EP is loaded with unapologetic commentary, and honestly I don't think I would have expected anything else from Jeff. It is a great EP, highly recommend this one. I'd give it a